Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. Coming up tonight, the fall sports season rolls on, and we get the first state tournament action of the year. In the Coach's Corner, we're joined by the longtime head coach of the Lapel football team. Plus, our athlete of the week is a senior at Cathedral and one of the top forwards in the state.
I always had a ball in my foot in my house. I always liked kicking the balls around. I grew up playing other sports too, but soccer stuck with me.
Everyone is fired up for the Zone Extra right now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of fall high school sports, including our first postseason action of the fall with girls golf sectionals. In the Coach's Corner, well, his Bulldogs are off to a great start to the football season. Longtime Lapel football coach Tim Miller. He's in studio tonight for a great conversation. Cannot wait for that. Plus, our athlete of the week is averaging 2 goals a game for Cathedral boys soccer this season, with an issue to the Irish senior Cal Kurzawa. And you won't want to miss the latest edition of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. Now, let's take a look this week in high school sports. Teams battled each other and the weather, but we still had a busy week 5 of the football season. In the Hoosier Crossroads, number 2, Brownsburg remained perfect on the season with their 1-point win over Fishers. At Carmel, it was Brebeuf going on the road and knock off the Greyhounds by a single point in a thrilling game. And moving to the MIC, well, Warren Central finally allowed a few points this season, but win in double overtime thrill against their rival Ben Davis. And another team staying perfect on the season is Lawrence North. The 6th-ranked Wildcats rolled to a 35-point win over Tech. And number 1 Westfield battle rival Hamilton Southeastern, with the Rocks needing overtime, but they get the win to stay unbeaten on the year. So look, let's take a look at this week's Class 6A football poll. You see it there, the Rocks, the top team in the state. Brownsburg 2, you got Warren Central 3, Crown Point 4, and Center Grove rounding out there the top 5 in the Class 6A football poll. And congratulations tonight to Miss Sinawa, the football team. How about this? The Indians are off to a perfect 5-0 start to the season, have yet to allow a single point. Are you kidding me? After last week's win over Alexandria, head coach Kyle Kurzawa was named the Indianapolis Coach of the Week, that is, in Indiana. Up next, Class 3A, those Indians, they host Blackford coming up tomorrow night. Congratulations to them, though. Job well done and not a single point given up. My goodness. All right, moving to the links tonight, where the first postseason action of this year is underway. Last week started the girls golf state tournament, with sectionals taking place at 30 courses across the state. And several Central Indiana teams, well, they brought home sectional titles for their programs. Congrats to Westfield, Zionsville, Noblesville, Bishop Chatard, New Powell, Martinsville, and Batesville, and Franklin. Up next is the girls golf is in regionals coming up on Saturday, and teams and individuals look to earn a trip to state. Now here's a look at the regional hosts and golf courses where you can catch all the action coming up on Saturday across the state. We got Lake Central, you got East Noble as well, you got Lafayette Jeff. See Lapel there, Washington as well. And then of course you got Franklin down there at the Legends Golf Course. Check out all the action. Girls regional play set to begin coming up on Saturday. Good luck to all the ladies there on the links. All right, moving to soccer tonight, where the end of the regular season is quickly approaching. The sectional draw takes place actually this Sunday, with postseason action kicking off October the 7th. Monday evening, it was a top 3 clash in Hamilton County as number 2 Noblesville hosted number 3 the Greyhounds of Carmel. Scoreless late first half. Check out Meredith Tipner here, goes along and scores to give the Millers the lead heading into the break. Early second half, Carmel responds. Kate Klings-Smith with the amazing free kick there, finds the back of the net. Well, tied at 1. 5 minutes later, Noblesville with a free kick of their own coming up here. You'll see off the header, it's going to be Atlee Pittman, as you saw there, for the goal. Miller's going to win this one 3-1 is the final. All right, here's a look at this week's Class 3A Girls Soccer Coaches Poll. Hamilton Southeastern, number 1. See Noblesville, 2. Carmel, 3. Castle out of Southern Indiana, 4. And Cathedral rounding out the top 5 there in Girls Soccer 3A Coaches Poll. On the boys' side, Tuesday night, it was the number 2 team, Noblesville, hosting 12th-ranked Carmel, and 12th minute, and the Millers strike first. Brady Freyer, the cross, and Ben Hewitt gets it in there for the goal. Later in the half, Caden Rice's shot is saved, but Hewitt is there on the rebound, puts it home. Second goal of the night. Noblesville, boy, they're tough to beat, I tell you. Always a great soccer program. They win it 4-1 is the final. All right, time for a break. We have much more coming your way here tonight on The Zone. Glad you're hanging out with us. Up next, it's the Coach's Corner. His Bulldogs, there he is, are enjoying a great season. Lapel football coach Tim Miller, he's in the house tonight. Looking forward to that conversation. And still ahead, he's one of the top forwards in the state. We're going to introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Cathedral High School. Story is on the way.
This is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. This is The Zone Extra Coach's Corner.
All right, we're back here on The Zone Extra. Now it's time for our Coach's Corner. He's in year 13, leading the Bulldogs, and his team is off to a nice start. 4-1 on the year. Please welcome to The Zone Extra Lapel football coach Tim Miller, hanging out with us tonight. Great to see you, Coach, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us on The Zone Extra, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and thanks for coming out to our practice today.
Yeah, you know, let's talk about just your team right now. Off to a great start, 4-1 overall. Give me your overall thoughts, if you will, just about just what do you like about what you're seeing from the guys right now?
We have a great group of kids playing right now, working hard. Obviously, we'd like to be 5-0 instead of 4-1, but probably got a little ahead of ourselves and, you know, played a good North Decatur team.
Yeah.
Might have, you know, came up a little short, but sometimes, you know, later on in the season, that adversity helps you out.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at your team tonight, and you guys are averaging, what, 35 points a game. What makes this offense so special, putting up numbers like that? That's impressive, man.
You know, it's really a collection of all the kids total. Obviously, we have a, you know, great quarterback in Devin Craig. Was, you know, one of the leaders in the state last year. Offensive line keeps them protected. We're able to run the ball enough, and good group of receivers. And, you know, defensively, we've been up to this point better than we thought we'd be this year, and have a great group of kids playing over there.
Yeah, you gotta love that. And so here we are, like the half point here of the season. What are the goals? What is the approach to get ready for the latter part? Because postseason be here before you know it.
It is, and we're in a unique position. We're one of the few schools that are not in a conference, so that tends to put our players and fans looking towards the postseason a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we have 4 games left in the regular season, 4 games that we could win, 4 games we could lose all of them. But, you know, just keep getting better each day, and hopefully by the time sectionals hit, you're playing your best football.
And I love that how you say we got these final games we can win or we can obviously lose. And so that's the attitude I think you got to have as a head coach, especially when you're coaching any type of team, because you don't take anything for granted, right?
Absolutely. I mean, last week, you know, homecoming, I thought we were a little distracted, and North Decatur played a great football, and I think, you know, high school kids, it's a learning lesson. I mean, you know, got to be ready every Friday night to be at your best.
Yeah, so I want to talk about you, just 13th year at Lapel, which is impressive, and to see what you've been able to do, especially there this year. What do you enjoy most about your job?
Working with the kids of all, I mean, really all ages, down from our youth program to our high school. You know, before I came here this evening, I was at a middle school football game. Our 7th grader just got done. We probably had 40 or 50 of our high school kids still there watching the game.
Wow.
And then every Saturday night, our entire town, or every Saturday during the day, our entire town converges on our youth football league. Everybody, you know, goes there to get an Enos burger or biscuits and gravy, or football is a community event.
Yeah, you gotta love it. All right, so Coach, we got a little surprise for you, okay? So I want you to look at the screen there. A little surprise from a couple players on your team, all right? Let's take a look.
I mean, he's definitely a character, I'd say. I mean, there's not very many coaches that are like him. He's super straightforward. He's one with us. He's kind of a kid at sometimes. I mean, he's one of the guys that you go up to if you have just a basic question of anything, and he'll come up with you a straight answer. I mean, he's a great coach.
He's definitely a character. He's a funny guy, but he's not just a coach. He's definitely a mentor, and just him walking around the hallways every Friday with the big old speaker, playing music everywhere. It's a fun time.
You gotta love that. Some great things that your players had to say about you is pretty awesome.
Yeah, those are two great kids. You got to enjoy what you do, and sometimes that leads to, I guess, some character moments.
Where you can tell that they really respect you a lot. Okay, so I want to take a look at your schedule before we get you out of here. Coming up for you guys, you know, you talk about, hey, any of these games we can win, any of these games we can lose, but give me your thoughts on as you, just the mentality approaching these games before you get set, though for sectionals will be here soon.
You know, right now we're a little banged up with injuries, so guys are going to have to step up and fill some roles, and you hope that plays out the way you want it to, and then you're even deeper by the time the postseason comes. So.
Okay. I totally understand what you're talking about. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. Finally, anything you want to say to the folks that are watching from the Lapel community? Because I know you wouldn't be in the situation you are right now if you didn't have a lot of great support back there at the school, right?
No, I can't imagine a school corporation or a town that supports their football more than Lapel. It's an awesome place to be.
That's awesome. Thank you, Coach, for your time. All right. Good luck to you guys on Friday, and hopefully you make a nice little run here to get set for the postseason, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a timeout still ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra. It is our athlete of the week, folks. He's averaging 2 goals per game this season. At Cathedral, up next, we're going to meet the Irish soccer sensation Cal Kurzawa. That's on the way. Plus, we bring you our latest edition of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. That's coming.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight after falling in the 3A Boys Soccer State Championship match last season. Cathedral looking to take next step this year, and a big reason for the high expectation for the 9th-ranked Irish is the senior leading the line here. Cal Kurzawa has scored 20 goals this season through 10 matches for Cathedral, which is high off the team's total, half of the team's total, I should say. In his career with the Irish, Cal has 68 total goals. He credits the team philosophy for much of his success as they work together and put him in good attacking positions. He adds that he started playing soccer at the age of 4 and played multiple sports growing up, but soccer was always his true love.
I always had a ball in my foot in my house. I always liked kicking the balls around. I mean, I grew up playing other sports too, but soccer stuck with me.
I think Cal is just such a dynamic player. I mean, when he gets the ball at his feet, I mean, his first touch is unreal, and then when he turns and goes and runs at players, I think he's the best in the state when he's running at players, taking players one-on-one. It's been fun to see him grow and develop into that.
Taking players one-on-one and just trying to find the back of the net. 1-2 with the people in front of me and finding the ball in midfield. The midfield helps me out a lot. They play a little bit more defense than me, but yeah, they like to find my feet and move off of me, which really helps me.
He's a great kid. I mean, he's a little bit of a quiet kid. I mean, he's not one that's got a ton of guys around him and, you know, talking and leading the pack. I mean, he's more of a quiet leader. But I've gotten to know Cal over the last 4 years. I think he's a tremendous young man, and I think he's going to do some amazing things on and off the soccer field in his future. I'm certainly going to miss him, you know, obviously as a player, but more importantly as a person when he leaves Cathedral. He's been a great kid to coach.
It's great. I mean, I love coming out here, spending time with the team, especially game days before we play. We're always chatting, cracking jokes, listening to music. I mean, it helps us on the field too.
Congratulations to Cal, and a great season so far. Hey, don't forget, everybody, WishTV has a brand new sports app. Get your phones out now, scan the QR code and on the screen, and download the completely free All Indiana Sports app. You can find more on this story, all things Central Indiana High School sports, and so much more. Get the All Indiana Sports app, everybody. I'm telling you, it's an app you need to download today. All right, time for a break. More still coming your way on the Zone Extra tonight, including our play of the week. Plus, we give you our game plan for a huge night of high school football coming up tomorrow night on the Zone.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. One of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the fans. The school spirit that we see is incredible, and each fall we award the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best school spirit. Take a look at some of the best from the past week.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Gotta be faster. Who do we got? All right. Who's the winner? Who's the winner? Oh, that was a lot of fun hanging out there with Zionsville for the Zone tailgate. Hey, this is what the students like the Eagles are competing for. The Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash and Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. We are giving this huge banner to the school that is in the Zone and has the best school spirit, who is going to be the 2024 champs and claim the Undisputed Top Spirit Award and this awesome banner to hang up at your school at the end of the season. Well, we are going to find out coming up in November. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question. Fall is officially here. So, Commish, what is your favorite part of the season?
Well, I always enjoy the change of seasons, and fall is certainly a special time. And as we get to the cooler weather, it's certainly more comfortable for our fans out there. And you know, we understand that it's a little warm right now. It's going to cool down soon, and I know our fans look forward to that. But, you know, it's just the change of seasons. It's the color that comes with the fall and the trees and the changing of the seasons. And I think that's something that I probably enjoy as much as anything else. It's just as enjoyable when the color comes into the trees in the spring. And we're just excited to see that. But fall brings great sporting events. It begins our state championship series and all of our fall sports, and then it also tells us that our winter sports season is right around the corner. So it's it just signifies the change, and change is always good, especially when we get to watch our seasons change.
Always great to hear from the Commissioner. Now it's time to take a look at our Play of the Week. Each week we feature one of the top plays from the world of high school sports in Central Indiana. Plus we will tell you how you can get your video possibly featured on a future show. But first, here is this week's top play. Cathedral taking on North Central. Check out Kyle Harden. He rips the ball out of the running back's hands and heads the other way. That play sets up the Irish touchdown and a dominating win. Our crews, they see a lot of great action, but we want to see your best plays every week too. So send us your video. Who knows? It may end up right here on the Zone Extra. There's all the information on the screen, and possibly your video could be the play of the week coming up. And Miami TV, Channel 23 is your local home for high school sports. Coming up tomorrow night is a good one, folks. From the MIC, as 6th ranked and unbeaten Lawrence North goes on the road to face defending 6A state champion Ben Davis. See all the action on our sister station, Miami TV, Channel 23. That's coming up tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Miami TV, Channel 23. And it's the big night of high school football across Central Indiana. I'll be live at Brownsburg at 5 o'clock and 6 for our Zone tailgate party as the second-ranked Dogs host #1 Westfield. Plus, we'll have scores and highlights from the most games in the state of Indiana. This is all coming up tomorrow night at 11:08, and that takes a look at some of the games we'll have for you. Coming up on the Zone, we got Greenfield Central getting set to take on New Pal, Garin Catholic and Bishop Tard, Zionsville against HSC should be a good one. Ron Colley against Brebeuf, coming off that big win against Carmel, then Carmel against North Central. All the highlights right here on Wish TV tomorrow night, 11:08 for the Zone. Folks, thank you so much for watching the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. We'll see you back here next week, same time, same place.